Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, I want to go through my side deck mapping that I prepared for my Chimera illusion deck that I took to YCS Indy. This is the method that I use for all major events that I go to in prepping for how to side deck. And I really recommend that you guys do this if you don't already, is to kind of pre-plan what you side in and out against all the major decks that you expect to play. And the reason is you don't want to be sitting there in the middle of your tournament in between games thinking about, okay, what do I side in, what do I side out? You should have already planned that out, because really you can do that beforehand. It's not going to be any different, right? You already plan for whatever is going to be optimal for the matchup, and you are able to just quickly side in and side out whatever you've prepared to do. Hopefully that makes sense. So these are the decks that I prepared side deck maps for, and I prepared for 8 decks, and these were the 8 that I thought I would be most likely to play against at the YCS Indy tournament. For each one, I figured out, okay, what would I side in or out if I was going first or if I was going second, and those should be different for each of your decks for the most part, right? So, you know, if I'm going in first, I might put in my floodgates, and if I'm going in second, I might add more hand traps just because I really need to stop my opponent. So, yeah, these are the decks that I prepared for. So there's Snake Eye and Tenpai, of course, and then there's Lab, Branded, Flu, Melodious, Pearly, and Voiceless Voice. I thought those would be the top 8 most represented decks at the tournament. And then everything else that I could have run into would be like either similar to one of these 8 decks, and I would just use the same pattern, or I would just figure it out on the fly because they're lower tier decks and hopefully it shouldn't matter as much, right? So let me just go ahead and go through what I did. Like I said, I played Chimera Illusion, and my non-engine lineup was 3 of each of the following hand traps. We had Ash, Imperm, Veiler, Mourner, and then I played 2 Talents, 1 Called By, and then the rest was engine. Okay, and then in the picture below down here, I have the side deck that I played. So these were the side deck cards that I chose. And this also came in handy, or this also came into play, this spreadsheet, when it came to picking what side deck cards to play. Like, for a while, I had this map ready to roll, but I was only siding in 12 cards. And what I eventually came down to was, you know, I had originally just 3 Cosmic. Like, I didn't have the Storms and the Duster in there, right? And what essentially came down to was I was siding in Cosmic a lot of times where it would probably be suboptimal. And therefore, I was willing to play the 6 total back row hate cards and side in Cosmics when needed and side in Lightning Storms when needed. And it really kind of clarified when I would want each set of cards. So, yeah, let me go through really quick. So, for the Snake Eye deck, if I was going first, I would take out my hand traps. I would take out 2 Mourners, 1 Veiler, and then I would put in my floodgate cards. So I would put in 1. There can be only 1, and then when it says 2 Simul Archfiends, it means the Simul Archfiend plus the Eris, like the 2-card package. And as I talked about in my deck profile video, this deck really works well with those 2 cards because I have an in-engine way to send Archfiend Eris and search that floodgate. So I really wanted to put that in as many times as I could going first, whenever the card would be relevant. Going second, that's where I would take out my 1 Diabellestar, because that's really just a floodgate card for when you go first. It doesn't really have value going second. And then take out my 2 Talents, and then I would put in the 2 Storms and 1 Duster, and that's because I expected Skill Drain to be sided in going first for every Snake Eye deck, and I really wanted to out those cards. Plus whatever other sets they might have, like if they have a set Imperm, might as well get a 2-for-1 deal, you know what I mean? So that's why I put in Storms and Dusters over the Cosmics. And then, yeah, Talents going second. Like, it's a decent board breaker, but against Snake Eye, like, it's just not good enough. And I would rather have the Lightning Storms or the Duster in there. And, like, Lightning Storm can just hit away the Appaloosa if they made it with Selene. Make sure you don't use Lightning Storm against Appo that was made with IP. That's no good. But, yeah, it's more flexible of an out with Lightning Storm than Talent. And my deck's just not good enough to capitalize off of a Talent take. So, yeah. Okay, so for Tenpai, when I go first, I took out my 3 Veilers, 3 Mourners. Like, most of the time, those cards are dead against Tenpai anyway, because if they have the field spell, you can't use them. Well, you can use Mourner in the battle phase, but it's still not good. But anyway, I would put in my floods, the same 3 floods, and then I would put in 3 ogre because the ogre is just better than Valor and Mourner against Tenpai. And then I would do the exact same side pattern when I would go second, because if Tenpai is going first, they're not OTKing you. They're still just setting up for the same OTK they would have done anyway. So I'm still ready to set up my floodgates even when I go second. And yeah. But yeah, that was easy enough. For Labyrinth, okay, so when I go first, I would take out my 3 Mourner, 3 Valor, leave in the 3 Imperm, that's fine. And then I would put in the 3 Bastille, 3 Cosmic Cyclone. Bastilles and Cosmics are very good because you can chain them to a Lady Labyrinth effect. Or chain them to a trap effect to stop Lady Labyrinth from searching a trap. So you really want as many like quick play spells as you can like that. And then the Valor and Mourner, it's only hitting Ariana, so chances are you don't need so much effect negation. For Lab going second, I would still side out the 3 Mourner, 3 Valor, and then I would also side out an Imperm because I would want just a little bit of extra hate with the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster coming in. I probably could side out Diabelles as well, but Diabelles going second is decent as well because if you can summon it out, you can, when they set a card on your turn, you can still use Diabelles, so I thought it was okay enough to keep in. For Branded, 3 Valors are coming out, 2 Talents, 1 Mourner. When I go first, like, I don't really care about the hand traps. I need to set up my floodgates to beat that deck. So I bring in Bastilles, Simals, and TC Boo. And then when I go second against Branded, I'm going to do everything I can to stop getting puppet locked. So I'm just going to side out some Engine. And I would rather side out Engine in this particular case than my hand traps because I need as many hand traps as I can against that deck to stop the puppet lock. So we're just bringing in 3 Bastilles as well. And that would bring my hand trap lineup to like 15 or so cards, and that's pretty solid. And then now against Floowandereeze going first, so Mourners comes out there. It's an absolutely dead card. Called by the Grave, absolutely dead card. I mean, you could keep in Called by because of D-Shifter. Maybe that would have been a better call. Luckily, Flu never came up in the tournament. Maybe I probably would have kept Called by in. And then 2 Talents come out because Flu is not always even a hand trap deck. Like, they might have Shifter and then just board breakers, so I think Talents would have been dead. So that's why those would come out, and then I would put in 3 Cosmic going first, 1 TC Boo, which is really strong against that deck, and then 3 Ogres as well. So I would still have a lot of hand traps, a lot of disruption to come in against Flu, but yeah, I didn't really want to deal with it. And then when I go second against Flu, Mourners again coming out, Call by coming out, Diabelles coming out, Apprentice coming out. I just want as much like board breaking and non-engine as I could. So triple Cosmic in, 1 Duster in, and 3 Ogre in. So I could have maybe squeezed in 2 Lightning Storms as well. If I just noticed that math doesn't add up, I would probably have to take out 1 more card, probably a Talents. But yeah, we would see. It would be something like that. For Melodious, I think my deck is pretty well set for Melodious already as it starts. When I go first, I would put in a TC Boo over a Valor because I don't know. I like all the hand traps that I have against Melodious. Ash really good against Ostinato. Valor, Mourner, Imperm all really good against the Baka, so that's good. Just the 1 TC Boo is a little bit better going first. I could also bring in the Simal Archfiend package against Melodious, but I'm not sure if they really care as much because if they go Etoile, they can just bounce their fusion, get their fusion off the field, and then fusion summon again into a Baka or whatever. So I don't know. It could have been good. I just didn't really test against Melodious that much. And then when I go second into Melodious, Diabelle's coming out, Talent's coming out, and then just 3 Bastilles coming in for more interruption. Bastille's really good into that deck, I think. So, yeah. Okay, for Pearly, when I go first, I'm taking out a Talents, 2 Mourner, and a Valor, so just getting rid of my hand traps in general, and then bringing in 3 Ogre and a TC Boo. So try to flood them out, or just have Ogre for the My Friend Pearly is really strong. When I go second, it's a similar deal. 2 Mourner, 1 Diabelles. Like, the reason I'm taking out Mourner and Valor is because if they have Field Spell, then those are kind of useless anyway. So I don't really want to brick on too many targeting spells. I'd rather have the Ogre for the My Friend and then just have the back row hate. Yeah, it's kind of up to you. But I don't side anything to out a Expertly Noir, which could be an issue, but it's what we have to work with. And then Voiceless Voice is the last one. So when I go first, I would take out a Mourner and 2 talent for 3 Bystials. I think Bystial's just really good. Maybe you could argue I should probably keep the talent. When I go first, yeah, I should definitely keep the talents in and take out like 3 Mourner. Because I think that it's a hand trap deck mostly, right? Or are they a breaker deck? I'm not sure. I think you could play either one in that deck. So yeah, we'll see. But I didn't play against Voiceless Voice. Thank God I can't stand playing against that deck, but whatever. And then when I go second into Voiceless, take out the Diabellestar, take out the Mourners because it targets and Saravis is an issue. Take out the talents and a called by, and then just side in 3 Bystials, 3 Ogre, and 1 Duster. So it's just a whole bunch of hate for their searchers. And then Bystials is really good. Putting in cards that can't get hit by Saravis. So that's really strong as well. So yeah, that's my side lineup. So let me know what you guys think of this. This is what I use for Indy. Of these decks, I only played against Snake Eye, Tenpai, and Melodious. Yeah, and then the rest of my stuff was like Rogue. But it was mostly Snake Eye anyway. So yeah. Yep, that's my list. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, sub to the channel if this is useful to you. Let me know in the comments below. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you soon.